Let's go through the crazy story. And yes, we're going to get to the Drake shit, but I know some of y'all are tired of the Drake glazing. Somebody said that the nation of Drizlam is a good name for all the people who be glazing Drake, supposedly. Okay, so let's do this, right? I have the information. I mean, when I read these reports, it's kind of like some true crime shit. I'm not like a big true crime person, but it also reminds you how. Okay. All right. So here we go. So chat, this is going to pretty much tell you, man, and for any of y'all who've been contemplating doing a crime, your baby mama been getting on your nerves, she been running up in child support, you thinking, man, let me just kill this bitch. You get what I'm saying? Your op been getting on your nerves, you like, man, let me just go do a drive-by on this nigga mama's crib. You know what I mean? Like, you about to do some shit, I hope this maybe helps tell you you're going to jail, all right? These motherfuckers was going in Ubers. The Uber driver is telling on them. Like, this is crazy, chat. Like, this is, they got so much evidence against these niggas. It's like, they're just cooked. Okay? The Uber driver was testifying against them. Their own, this is another thing too, we're going to realize. Their ring camera basically snitched on them too. Them niggas booked to Airbnb when they got to Tampa under their name. That had cameras around it. That told on them too. The girl who tried to deactivate her Instagram page, they hit that with a warrant. That told on them too. Everything, I ain't gonna lie, technology, y'all be saying niggas is snitches. Technology is the biggest snitch. Like, niggas gotta go back to some analog, prehistoric, you know what I mean? Like, send a dove to really do a crime these days. Check this out. Okay. So let's go down like the timeline of what the fuck happened, right? So essentially they said, listen, the defendant planned with four of the individuals. Here we go. The defendant planned with four of the individuals to travel to Tampa from Jacksonville to kill the victim, Charles Jones, as a retaliation in the ongoing Jacksonville gang war. And they brought two AR-style rifles and a Glock firearm. Okay, they tracked the victim and his friends to 3 public locations. By the way, all the locations that we looked up that day, or when we heard about the murder, those are listed as well. At the last location, which occurred in the parking lot of a hotel, 3 of the defendants got out of their car, masked and armed, and began firing multiple times at the 3 vehicles containing the victim and several other individuals. As a result of the continuous rapid gunfire, Charles Jones was killed, with 3 others injured by gunfire. The 2 rifles had brass catchers. Wow. Oh, okay. They had brass catchers attached, which collected all the spent shells which were ejected when the rifles were shot. 31. God damn. This nigga got, the nigga with the Glock came with a 30 clip and 1 in the head. The nigga left 31 at the scene. Oh, he must have had the what do you call it again? That nigga had the fucking, he had a button on that shit. 31 9mm spent shells were left behind from the Glock. So the ARs, those shots, you won't get spent shells from them because they had a brass catcher that makes sure they're not left at the scene. The Glock, though, didn't. So they had a 30 clip and they had 1 in the chamber, and they emptied the shit. They made sure they used every last bullet. This pre-planned and coordinated homicide of the victim was conducted in a manner indicating a disregard for safety of the community. The armed assailants intentionally fired a barrage of bullets. If one nigga shot 31 bullets and the other 2 had ARs, which I'm guessing they gotta have 30 as well, they might have fired 90 fucking shots possibly at these guys. I'm surprised that everybody ain't dead. Jesus. Anyway, the armed assailants intentionally fired a barrage of bullets in a public parking lot of a hotel, targeting the victim in the case, and as a result, 3 other individuals were injured by gunfire. In addition, the defendant, Isaiah Chance, was placed on ankle monitor for opposing and resisting law enforcement in Jacksonville, Florida. Approximately a week before his arrest on this case, the defendant made statements to the detective that once he gets off, he was going to flee the state and wants to never be seen again. That's a great way to not get bond. Just tell the cops that when you get off the ankle monitor, or once you get it off, you're going to be dipping. Perfect. That's it said the defendant is a flight risk. You think? Okay. It said defendants arrested for 2 dangerous crimes that are capital felonies, blah, blah. All right, cool. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty of what happened. Here's the factual basis. They said between 621 and 623, defendants Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Sean Gathright, Davion Murphy, Rashard Murphy conspired to commit the first-degree premeditated murder of Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio. Charles Jones was a prominent documented member of a Jacksonville street gang, 6 Block. All defendants traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa on 6/22, which is June 22, in 2 separate vehicles, a silver Chevy Cruze and a black Chevy Impala, to locate and kill Charles Jones in retaliation for the ongoing rivalry. Defendant Isaiah Chance is a documented ATK member. Rashard Murphy is a documented 1200 gang member, and defendant Davion Murphy is also 1200. There's ongoing rivalry between 6 Block and ATK and 1200. They said on 6/23, Isaiah Chance and his girlfriend, Alicia Andrews, as I told you, I knew that was his girl, right? They were in the silver Chevy Cruze. They tracked and followed the victim and his entourage for two separate locations. Teaser's Gentlemen's Club, which, by the way, I think that, remember that one where he's showing all the people in the back and he's going up the stairs? I think that's that. No, I don't know. Teasers was the first one. Teasers were the first one. Sorry. And then Truth 18 was a nightclub afterwards, okay? The victim, Charles Jones, was scheduled to make appearances at both Teasers and Truth, which were advertised publicly via his Instagram, Julio Foolio. At both locations, they got out of the vehicle, and Chance could be seen on video surveillance utilizing a cell phone, which the investigation revealed as Alicia Andrews' phone. So apparently, damn, she probably had like a phone case or something like that. Oh, no, actually, they could probably just figure it out which phone made a call at that time that they saw the phone on the surveillance footage. Anyway, they got her IMEI number, call details. So they basically ran warrants at, they probably got Cricket Mobile. I don't know what the fuck these type of plan they probably got, but they probably ran some warrants there. They were communicating with Sean Gathright. Okay, so they were telling Sean Gathright. Okay, so I get it. So the boyfriend and girlfriend, Isaiah Chance and Alicia Andrews, they're in one car, right? In the other car are the 3 niggas that are going to do the hit. Sean Gathright and the 2 older dudes, which is Rashard Murphy and Davion Murphy. Here's the thing, though, and I think this is why Sean Gathright, he's completely cooked. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go for him to get the death penalty, even though he's 18. He's the one who knows both parties. We're not too sure if Rashard Murphy and Isaiah Chance are like that cool, but Sean Gathright, he's the one getting the calls from the girlfriend and Isaiah, and he's in the car with the other 2 dudes, and so pretty much he's the middleman who's communicating the drop to the guys doing the driving that they could follow him, follow Foolio to kill him. So in addition, Isaiah Chance had his own phone. Yo, these people are amazing. Everybody got their phones on them. This shit pinging the cell towers like it's going out of style. Which was active in the vicinity of the murder scene. Ooh, okay. You know what that means? He probably either as well followed him to that Holiday Inn, or maybe was across the street. But it's a good possibility that Isaiah Chance witnessed the murder, even though he didn't shoot. He's cooked too. While Chance was seen on camera using Andrew's phone outside of the vehicle, Chance was wearing a black hoodie with a distinctive red logo on it. After the cell phone communication, the second suspect vehicle, black Chevy Impala, arrived to those locations. So, okay, he's driving with his girlfriend, probably acting like, oh yeah, we're just popping up to parties type shit. I don't know why he's getting out of the car, because apparently he's a known ATK member. That's kind of crazy, right? Isaiah Chance is a known ATK, right? Yeah, he's known ATK member. So I don't know why he would be getting out of the car. I would imagine he would send his girl in, and hopefully his girl ain't recognized by none of the people they call ops. Anyway, let's see. While Chance was seen, okay, he had a red logo on it. After the cell phone communication, the second suspect's vehicle arrived to those locations, which means he gave the drop. Both suspect vehicles then followed the victim and the entourage to the scene where the homicide later occurred. So both cars go to Holiday Inn / Home 2 Suites, located at Cool. The victim was traveling in a 3-car convoy. Okay, so, damn. So Foolio had 2 other cars with him, but here's how he probably fucked up. He's driving the same car that he got shot at in before. At Home 2 Suites, the silver Chevy Cruze drives to the victim's parked vehicle twice and then leaves. Which I think the only reason why they probably didn't realize, like, damn, what's up with this car? This car circled the hotel and passed y'all twice. That because if I could go back to the how the scene looked, that means niggas passed him twice. Look, Foolio press conference. Here we go. Yeah. They're going to show the surveillance footage, and that's when we could, right here. Cool. So, yeah. So, essentially, right here. Hold up. Yeah. So apparently a car drives by here twice. So, this is Foolio's car right here. Shit, my bad. Foolio's car is right here. So, a random car drives by, circles the joint, and drive by again. Foolio is probably so occupied with trying to get the room, him and his homies, that they're not really tapped into, like, yo, that car is not one of our cars. You know what I mean? Anyway. At Home 2 Suites, the silver Chevy Cruze drives by the victim, parked vehicle twice, and then 3 shooters get out of the black Chevy Impala and begin shooting. Oh, so the girl and Isaiah was there. They're in the Chevy Cruze. They drive by just to spot him. They probably got tints or something. I wonder if Foolio knew that Isaiah nigga, because that nigga is like mad close to everything right now. Anyway, the girlfriend and the nigga drive by twice. And when they see, and they make sure they know what car he in, where he's sitting, and they're probably going to tell the other niggas, yo, go do it. They began shooting at the victims, killing Charles, shooting victims number 2, Xavier Edwards, number 3, Gino Norris, and number 4, Camilla Bentley. Based on the investigation, the 3 shooters in the black Chevy Impala are Rashard Murphy, Sean Gathright, and Davion Murphy. Based on the video surveillance at the murder, approximately 4:34 a.m., the suspect Impala could be seen arriving at an intersection and took the same path of travel as the victims into the home suite parking lot. The victims had parked, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So we kind of know about the murder. I don't want to, like, drag this out too much. We want to get into how stupid these niggas are, because that's the only thing that's entertaining to me. Okay. All right. Okay. So they basically, 3 shooters exited, began working their way to the victims on foot. A Tesla camera in Sentry mode. I don't know what the fuck is Sentry mode? Okay. Captured not only both suspect vehicles driving right in front of it, but also all 3 shooters. God damn, Tesla solving the crimes. All 3 shooters on foot passing to get to the victims. The 3 shooters are described as Shooter 1, with the average-sized male with dark skin exposed above his face mask, wearing military-style leather black boots, long dark jeans with a rip in the left knee. God damn. So Shooter 1 was armed with a pistol and a visible extended magazine sticking out of it. He carried the pistol in his left hand and shot it with his left. Damn, my boy was on his James Harden shit. Shooter 2 is a skinny male, taller, wearing a dark blue hoodie, long pants. He had a lighter skin complexion, that's Gathright, showing above his face mask to the top of his hood, and he was armed with a long AR-style rifle that had a bag attached to it to the ejection port, consistent in appearance to black mesh brass catcher. Brass catchers are designed to be attached to rifles for the purpose of collecting spent casing as they're ejected from the firearm to prevent them from falling on the ground. Okay, Shooter 3 was heavier than the other 2. By the way, these are all things we pointed out instantly, right? Shooter 3 was heavier than the other 2 and was wearing black clothing, blah, blah, blah. He was armed with an AR-style rifle, also with a brass catcher. Okay, Shooter 1 fired. All right, bet. The muzzle rate of the flashes on the video, along with the impact on the windshield, made it apparent that the pistol the Shooter 1 was armed with was firing at a fully automatic, so he had the button on it, okay? Ultimately, 31 9mm spent shell casings were found at the scene, consistent with where Shooter 1 stood. Also appeared to target, Shooter 2 and 3 also appeared to target Charles Jones. However, the Nissan Altima, which was positioned approximately 10 feet south of his car, appeared to have been intentionally targeted as well, as multiple bullets hits the back window, and ultimately one struck victim number 4. No spent no spent rifle casings were recovered at the scene, further confirming that rifles were equipped with brass catchers. Okay, the 9mm casings came from a generation Glock 5, based on the evidence. Okay, cool. All right. The occupants Chance and Andrews, so the boyfriend and girlfriend of the Chevy Cruze, are acting as lookouts and tracking the movements of the victims before the occupants of the Chevy Impala arrive. Okay, so we know that. All right, now this is where it gets spooky with all the goddamn technology they got. They said license plate reader search was conducted for all vehicles matching the make, model, and year range of the suspect vehicles, with guidance of having likely traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa. The results of the license plate reader research revealed a possible tag for a black Chevy Impala suspect vehicle, blah, 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 registered to Sean Gathwright's address. Okay, you got to take mama's car to go do the hit. That's good. It's good. You got to use a family vehicle to go kill the hop. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Yo, mom, I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. Give me the keys. Go do a hit. Perfect. You know what I mean? Research revealed a possible tag for the silver Chevy Cruze as Florida tag, blah, blah. It was registered to a 2018 silver Chevy Cruze in Jacksonville. That was registered to a female who was confirmed to have shared an address with defendant Rashard Murphy's blood brother, currently in prison. Photos of the license plate readers confirm both vehicles are consistent to blah, blah. All right, bet. All right, cool. Oh, here's another thing. The license plate reader research determined both vehicles left Jacksonville in the afternoon, around the same time the victim had been posted on Instagram, offering to share his address at Airbnb. The following license plate reader hit confirms the path of travel. So basically, they got these niggas even probably more dead to rights than like YNW Melly, man. Look, these are all the places license plate readers hit on that car. So this is the car with the boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. So right here, yeah, they take this highway, they get on I-75, this place, and now they're in Tampa. Okay. And basically the black Chevy Impala, that's where the shooters are in. Let me see what they do. Oh, okay. They're not following behind each other, even though technically, actually they are following behind each other. Yeah, they're following behind each other. You know what I can tell? 1939 hours, they get hit on I-75 for the first car. And 1939 hours, the other car gets hit. So they're kind of, I mean, shit, drive back to back. I get it. Okay, cool. So they're pretty much like almost close to each other, but I think one of them starts going in the direction where Fulio probably is posting, right? So the shooters are going to go somewhere else, and then the others are going to try to like kind of track him via his social media posts, I bet. They confirmed both vehicles traveling in the south direction, blah, blah. Prior to the homicide, the Cruze traveled back towards Jacksonville, and the Impala traveled east towards Polk County. At least, this is after, what is this? Oh, okay. So after the murder, one goes back to Jacksonville, one car, and then the other car, I think, with the shooters, yeah, and the one with the shooters go towards like Atlanta. All right, all good. All right. I'm just trying to like extract the interesting shit. So the license plate reader research revealed that on 5/28. By the way, this is like a Fourth Amendment thing, I guess. I didn't even know that tow trucks have license plate readers on them. So police, while trying to confirm that those cars belong, because they now have to have mad proof that those cars came from that household, that is very likely that it's in that car, they pull up a license plate reader log from 5/28, which is May 28th, less than a month before the murder. And a BMW bearing tag, blah, 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 registered to the defendant, Isaiah Chance, was photographed in the driveway of the defendant, Sean Gathwright's house. Okay, so basically they're saying we're now proving that they all know each other, right? This nigga's car was in his driveway. And by the way, here's the thing. The license plate reader was equipped to a tow truck. Now, technically, I don't think that's like violation of the Fourth Amendment right. So your Fourth Amendment right is like, you have a right to privacy, and you can't be like getting legally searched or seized. However, like for example, if a cop pulls up to your car, right? Cop pulls up to your car, and you know, say you got somebody dead, just lay down in the back seat, dead as a motherfucker, right? The windows is up, it's tinted, he don't see it, right? For him to go in there, he got to get a warrant, even if somebody tipped him off, right? He has to go get that warrant to do it, right? Now, if he looks through the window and just sees the dead person, he don't need no warrant. Like it's good because it's within like basically the whole thing they argue is that you have no right to privacy if your windows ain't tinted and niggas can see in your car. Like, when the nigga's supposed to close his eyes and not look at a dead body. So pretty much at that point, they don't need the goddamn warrant. They could just be like, all right, that's the probable cause to search a car. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So essentially, I say that to say, I think it's kind of mad intrusive that tow trucks is just driving around like motherfucking, like, them Google shits that just be taking pictures? What the fuck? So they're using a tow truck's photo. I'm pretty sure the tow truck wasn't even trying to tow their cars. But because the tow truck has this technology on it, that gets to be piggyback into a murder investigation later, which that's crazy. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that, like, because the car is parked in a driveway, the argument the prosecutor is going to say is if you didn't put it in a garage, you have no right to privacy. So we could just drive by and take pictures every day of every car parked wherever, which to me is like, nigga, how could you do a crime these days, bro? Anyway, hopefully you got what I just said. The suspect Black Impala is registered under the name of Sean Gathrigh's mother. However, it was determined to be primarily driven by Sean Gathright as his personal vehicle. Both vehicles were placed into FCIC as a felony wanted vehicles. On 6/26 at approximately 6:45, Gwinnett County Sheriff located the Silver Cruise pulled into a hotel parking lot. So the shooters try to dip. Gwinnett County deputies attempted to do a felony stop. So by the way, what day did Fulio get arrested? No, not Fulio get arrested. Fulio die? The 23rd. So essentially, police solved this shit in 3 days. So 3 days they solved it. They were just working on, obviously crossing their T's, dotting their I's, probably trying to apprehend one to snitch on the rest. Like, they want to get a really lockdown case, right? So they tried to do a felony stop after they put like an APB out on the car to take the vehicle into custody, which at the point, the sole occupant, a black male, jumped out the driver's seat and ran. My bad. Ignore law enforcement commands to stop. The black man was arrested for obstruction and was identified as Rashard Murphy. Okay? Now, granted, at that point, chat, they know this guy has something to do with the murder, but they don't immediately charge him with murder, I think. And also, sometimes they'll just catch and release that people think that they got away. Rashard Murphy was driving the suspect silver Chevy Cruze seat on the... What? Oh, this is Isaiah Chance's car. He was seen driving the silver suspect car on the vehicle at the homicide, blah, blah. All right, cool. Then on 6/26, the suspect's Chevy Impala was captured near the Polk County, near the house of Sean Gathrights' family member. Witness 1. Detective made contact with Witness 1 and obtained a statement from them. Witness 1 went on to advise that Witness 1 was contacted by Sean Gathright on the afternoon of 6/23 from his telephone number here. Gathright told Witness 1 that he was on the way to visit and subsequently arrived at the residence sometime during the evening hours. Witness 1 advised that when he arrived, he was driving the black Impala in question. Okay. So this is the first snitch. Shout out to Witness 1. According to Witness 1, during Gathrights' visit, he stated he had given a ride to a couple of friends to what Witness 1 assumed was the Tampa area. Gathright ate dinner at Witness 1's house, went into the bedroom. Oh shit, that nigga took a nap before murder. This nigga's dangerous. Yo, the nigga went and took a shower, ate dinner, and took a nap? Oh nah, this type of nigga is dangerous, bro. And then left to return to Jacksonville. Huh. Oh, okay. So now putting this together, they didn't immediately jet back to Jacksonville. Oh, this is after the murder. My bad. This is after the murder. Remember, he dies, Foolio dies in the morning, so 4 a.m. Remember they said, oh yeah, this is in the afternoon. When he, yeah. So this is after he did the murder. So he ate dinner, he took a nap, and then he left to go back to Jacksonville. Yo, this is a cold-blooded nigga, my nigga. Yo, how could you kill somebody? Everybody, this is making national news. You go eat dinner, and you just over here like taking a nap, like nothing happened. Wow. So he left the Chevy Impala at the address and drove away a gold, oh, he left the car, okay. Drove away a gold 2004 Toyota 4Runner, which is registered to Gathrights' mother, back to Jacksonville. Witness 1 advised that prior to switching vehicles, Gathright had removed items from the Impala and transferred them to the 4Runner. Okay, who's Witness 1? I'm trying to like, oh, it's a family member. Oh, Gathrights' own family member snitched on it. Perfect. I like that. We got to, shout out to the fam. You know what I mean? They probably realize he's a ruthless type of nigga, man. Got to get him out of here. Witness 1 advised that some of these items were camera bags, and Gathright allegedly used to store his photography equipment. Now, I could tell you what probably happened. The police tracked all this shit down to the family's house and started threatening them with accessory to murder. Like, yo, we know he hid out here before he went back to Tampa. You were part of it. You're fucking getting charged, okay? You're part of it, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they had a lawyer or whatever, but they said, no, hell no, I wasn't part of it. I will cooperate, okay? And probably in exchange for their cooperation, Witness 1 is in charge as accessory. Because if a nigga kills somebody, comes to your house, takes a shower, takes a nap, eats dinner, and switches cars, sounds like you in on it. You get what I'm saying? So it looked like this family member won't know parts of it. Witness 1 provided consent to detectives to review their surveillance camera footage. Detectives confirmed Sean Gathright arrived at the house at approximately 12 hours after the homicide, up at approximately 3:30. Now, this tells me that they probably had an Airbnb or a hotel. He probably went back to the hotel after the murder. And, hotel checkout time are usually at like noon, 1 o'clock if you push it to late checkout, or maybe it was an Airbnb. So that's why he probably gets there this is 3:30. I can't speak today. This is 4:30. So he gets there in the afternoon. We're in all black, similar to the clothes that were there. He went inside the house for a couple of hours, came back out at, what's this? I can't do math, 6:30. So he came out 2 hours later. He appeared to be wiping and cleaning the vehicle's exterior and door handles with a rag. Oh, this nigga been watching a lot of movies. While he was speaking on a cellular phone, he also transferred multiple bags into the garage where the gold 4Runner bearing Florida tag, blah, blah, was located, and he left in the same car. On 6/26, during the evening hours, JSO conducted a traffic stop for the traffic infraction on the 4Runner Gathright was driving. Okay, the odor of marijuana was detected. Clearly, they were tracking this thing, right? The odor of marijuana was detected, which led to a probable cause search. During the search, JSO located a Glock 9mm semi-automatic pistol in the center console. The search also revealed a bag consistent to the one being seen getting transferred from the Impala to the 4Runner at the family member's house. Inside the bag, they located 223 live rounds and approximately 9 rifle spent casings. They also located a loose 9mm barrel and a loose firing pin belonging to a Glock. I think this guy was using guns a lot. They were switching out mad parts. Obviously, they have the basket for the rifles that they could catch in spent shells. But this nigga clearly also, the nigga got a firing pin. A lot of people, even if you use guns a lot, you don't know how to fucking take out, remove a firing pin and put a firing pin back in. A barrel is a little bit easier for a 9 millimeter, but like a firing pin, this is like you know how to disassemble a gun and put it back together, probably, right? The barrel and the firing pin were determined to come from a Generation 5 9 millimeter Glock. So what this is kind of sounding like, the gun, it looks like they left that gun in the bag, and I don't know if maybe he did it or one of the other the Rashad dudes or the Murphy dudes. They disassembled the gun, hoping that it couldn't get traced back, right? So they took out a firing pin. They probably switched it out. So what happens is when they do ballistics, right? When they do ballistics on yeah, they were trying real hard not to get caught. So this is okay. Let me try to explain. Everybody who's familiar with guns probably get what I'm saying already. But if you're not familiar with guns, I got to give you like a little crash course. So if you ever see the movies and it's like, yo, they find a spent shell casing, right? What happens on a spent shell casing? I can't show y'all a bullet on here. I think that's TOS. But the way how a bullet gets fired, there's something called a firing pin in a gun, in a handgun, that strikes the back of the bullet, which is the casing. That shit has a bunch of accelerant and it spits out the bullet and the casing comes out. Now, here's the thing how they usually match a casing to a particular gun. The firing pin, it'll leave kind of almost the same type of unique like strike. It's like striking a match. So it's leaving the same. Remember, it's mechanical. It's leaving the same kind of strike pattern. And when they go through ballistics and they have spent shells, they could compare it to the firing pins and say, oh, most likely this spent shell came from this gun. But you know how you could avoid that? You change the firing pin. So each firing pin and how it's set up, like, is gonna impact the bullet differently. So essentially, they were trying to, or they probably did already. They disassembled the firing pin. That the only bullet evidence that was there were the spent shell casings from the 31 handgun bullets, the 9 millimeters. If now they can't track that through ballistics, right? And that's what these guys are thinking. Now you can't use the gun evidence to get them caught. You get what I'm saying? So they were trying. Okay, so the barrel, and also they probably switched out the barrel too, right? So the thing with the barrel is that as the bullet is flying down the barrel to exit the gun, a barrel will have unique, like, almost ridges and whatever that kind of impact the bullet, and that could be used also to track it back to the same gun. So the two things that they would need to do: replace the firing pin, replace the barrel. By the way, it's not even illegal to do that. You could people upgrade their firing pins or even triggers or barrels already. But if you were trying to do a murder and trying to get away with it, these would be the two things to kind of do on an elementary level. There's much more things, but anyway. All right, so essentially they're doing some shit to try to get away with it. It's ultimately neither the pistol found in the car nor the loose barrel and firing pin matched the casing from this homicide. So clearly they put that firing pin back in a gun and they put that barrel back on a gun and tried to recreate it on a ballistic level, and they said it's not the same, right? The spent shell casings found in Gathride's vehicle did have a presumptive match, though. So these are so we're talking about the bullets from the handgun. Now we're talking about the bullets from the rifle. Those did have a presumptive match to 2 prior shootings. Look at this shit. Now, here's my theory. Every time these guys did shootings in the last maybe year or two, they would have it when they did with an AR, they would have this brass catcher thing that wouldn't leave spent shells from the AR, right? Remember, the spent shells got left from the Glocks, which are handguns, but not from the rifles because they have this thing that catches it. Here's the thing. It says, so I imagine they have like these duffel bags, or what they're calling camera bags, and I'm pretty sure they probably, a couple of the bullets or not the casings kind of like fall in the bag somewhere. You get what I'm saying? And that's what the police find. So they run that with other proof of shootings they've had in the past, and apparently they say one of the shootings was a homicide on 5/23. So they're believing either Sean Gathright himself killed somebody a month before, right? Or Rashad Murphy or Davion Murphy. Now they're going to play this whole big game of snitching. I'm pretty sure this is how I believe this is going to go down. The girl is cooked. She got to snitch. She's a girl. Nobody gives a fuck if women snitch. I think she's going to snitch, right? The Chance dude, I think he's a little fucked because, I mean, it kind of almost looks like it probably was his plan or he was so integral to the plan. Yeah, unless he snitches too, but we don't know. Anyway, this is what I think is going to happen for the other three. Sean Gathright, they're probably going to say, bro, not only do we have you for this murder, but we're trying to pin this murder and this murder and this murder on you. You're getting a needle, my nigga. Like, it's going to be a situation where they're like, if you don't want to see the needle, snitch on these other guys. But it's not going to be like no Robert Allen thing where, like, he gets out in 5 years. So, okay, so there's a murder on 523 in proximity to a girlfriend of the defendant, Isaiah Chance. So that also brings Isaiah Chance into the mix, for which maybe he did the shooting. Maybe he usually borrows the same guns or uses the same guns. And this is a report here. The second shooting, right, was a prior attempt on the life of the victim, Charles Jones, on 10/7/23. Let's go look at what happened then. And they're saying Sean Gathright or whoever was in possession of those guns. We know definitely Sean Gathright was, but we don't know if Rashad Murphy or Davion Murphy and possibly even Isaiah could have been a part of that. Check this out. Fulio shot at it's 10/23, October 23. Let's see. Okay, we got to find. Here we go. Was that when he got shot in his foot? That's when he got shot in the foot, right? Shot in foot, Fulio. After this, I'm going to Drake stuff. Don't worry. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, this is when he got shot in the foot. Oh, wow. So the same nigga who shot him in the foot came back to give him a headshot. This is crazy. Wait, let me see. All right, let me just play this.
Under the name Fulio was shot in the foot. A picture obtained by First Coast News shows the car he was.
Crazy. The nigga stayed with the same car. This is him after he got shot in the foot.
No, you don't play with nobody. Mama, kids, like innocence, none of that. You don't.
The Nardo Wicks.
Place while I was awake, I was wanted to screaming like a bitch. Bro, used both of my feet. I fell straight to the ground, and I crawled behind the car. When I crawled behind this car, I'm like, what the fuck? I think my foot, bro. I got hit in the foot. So I get up, I walk to the house I pulled to. I don't even know them from a can of paint. Where I could see through the window, it's a nigga sitting on the fucking couch. I don't know if he watching TV, porn, what the fuck he doing. I'm banging on his door like, hey, help, I need help, like on shot type shit. And I'm hitting this little door ring type shit, the little doorbell shit. He ain't come to the door, so I had to hop back to the car and drive to the hospital after that.
Damn, this is when he got shot in the foot. And apparently, according to this document, they're saying that gun, so the same gun that shot him in the foot less than a year ago ended up killing him as well. Okay, on June 27th, approximately at 7 o'clock, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office executed a co-affiant search warrant in relation to the homicide of Isaiah Chance. President Isaiah Chance's house was his current girlfriend, Alicia Andrews. During their search, they observed in plain sight items of evidence that appeared to be linked to our homicide in Tampa, including a Glock 9mm pistol with an extended magazine, so they think that was the gun, a box to a Generation 5 Glock 9mm firearm, and notes detailing Glock switches in a notebook. You got to have a little handy-dandy notepad. You got to keep one of these, man. Got to keep one of these, you feel me? So notes detailing Glock switches in a notebook. This is crazy. JSO detectives also observed a poster and drawing with fist making a thumbs down symbol and the words bully down hanging on Chan's bedroom. They indicated that they knew from their intimate knowledge of the rivalry between ATK and 6 Block that was a diss, showing disrespect to the victim, Charles Jones. Glock 9mm located at Isaiah's Chan's house did not, back to the homicide. So they're saying nothing is actually, they're saying nothing is actually tied back to that homicide. They can't find the Glock yet. Which, by the way, I would imagine if these guys are doing so much, nigga, toss the gun, right? On 6/27, 7 o'clock, they executed a search warrant at Sean Gathride's house in reference to one of their own homicide investigations. The scope of the search included firearm-related items. During the search, in a gun safe, they located multiple rifles, with at least one equipped with a brass catcher, consistent with one seen on camera. 2 9mm spent casings were found in a safe as the rifles. The spent casings were a presumptive match to this. Oh, okay. So now they get to find a match to the scene. So they found that Sean Gathride's crib. Found at the scene of this homicide and attempted homicide on blah, blah, blah. Okay. Although multiple Glocks were recovered, the actual Glock used in his homicide has not been recovered by law enforcement. When Rashad was found by Gwinnett County, he was found in possession of an iPhone actively used to get GPS directions back to the hotel he was caught driving at. That's another thing too. Like when you type in GPS locations and like you have, I don't know, be like, hey, I'm going to the store, and you type in the store name, like that's like permanently in the record. So, these guys putting in their phone, hey, take me back to Jacksonville, or how do I get back to Jacksonville? That's there. Rashard Murphy's girlfriend was inside the hotel room. Gwinnett SO homicide detective conducted a consensual interview with the girlfriend, who advised that the phone Rashad had with phone number blah blah was hers. However, she advised she shares the phone with Rashad, and he uses it often, which led to obtaining a coaffiant search warrant to search the phone. A search of the phone found in possession of the defendant provided evidence into this homicide. In the device on June 18th, a photograph was taken of a Florida driver license belonging to Davion Murphy, providing a link between Rashad and Davion. The photograph was taken, depicted the feet of the person taking the photograph and the floorboard of the vehicle. The person in the photograph was wearing black military-style boots consistent to the appearance of the boots seen worn by the shooter. And approximately 4:11 a.m., a screenshot of the Airbnb rental confirmation was taken, which read, "Hello, Rashad. Thanks for your reservation." The confirmation text in the Airbnb related that per the HOA policy, the renter needed to submit blah, blah. Okay. Around the same time, the screenshot of the Airbnb text was confirmed. A photo of Rashad Murphy's Florida identification was also taken. The Airbnb was booked under the name of the defendant, Rashad Murphy. Okay, that's cool. Identified at this spot. The Airbnb was booked from 22 to 24, which proved that the Airbnb the defendant stayed at during their time. The Airbnb was equipped with a Ring camera at the door at approximately 7:55 on 6/22. Defendant Alicia Andrews, that's a girl, could be seen ringing the doorbell and entering the front door. The Ring camera is set up to capture any motion, and there was no further activations throughout the evening. The owner of the Airbnb related that there's a back door with no camera. Following the homicide, the first activation of the Ring camera was at 14 hours, which is following the homicide. What time would that be? Oh, that's 2:09. And it was Isaiah Chan stepping out briefly with a champagne flute in his left hand. Oh, shit. These niggas was really probably at the spot drinking Don Julio. Yeah, these niggas is really like, they were crashing out. I ain't gonna lie. Approximately at 3:01, Davion Murphy was seen carrying a bag into the parking lot. He did not come out via the front door. However, he ultimately comes back in the Airbnb in the front door, passing the camera. Gathright passes the camera multiple times. Defendant Alicia Andrews could be seen leaving the Airbnb wearing the same clothing consistent to what she wore during the offense. The Ring camera at the defendant's Airbnb plays Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Alicia Andrews, Davion Murphy in Tampa, and identifiable on camera. Rashard Murphy was not captured on Airbnb cameras. However, from the Airbnb cameras, a gray Infiniti SUV could be seen waiting in the background as the defendants are leaving. The SUV was identified as an Uber. The SUV departed from the Airbnb approximately 15:08 on 6:23, so they left 3:08. The Uber was a 2016 gray Infiniti XQ60, owned and operated by Witness 2. Witness 2 related, he was hired. Yo, these niggas is crazy. These niggas took an Uber back. He was hired via the Uber app to drive a customer from Tampa to Jacksonville. He said that he picked up 3 people at an Airbnb that were staying in Tampa and took those same 3 people to an address known to the detectives as Sean Gathride's house. Perfect. Sean Gathride's house is equipped with a Vivint surveillance camera. A search warrant was obtained for Vivint video, which revealed the Uber arriving at 5. Is that 5? No, that's 6:31. Okay, so 6:31. And on that day, in the camera, Rashard Murphy, Isaiah Chance, and Alicia Andrews could be seen coming from the Uber. Witness 2 identified the same 3 people on the camera. So it appears that Rashard Murphy, Isaiah Chance, and Alicia Andrews go back to Jacksonville, and then Davion Murphy and Gathright, they go to Atlanta, or try to go to Atlanta, or Georgia, actually. Cool. All right, the same people were seen at the Airbnb, and Rashard Murphy could be seen wearing the same jeans consistent with what he wore when he got caught driving the suspect's silver Cruise during this capture. Okay. Oh, and apparently Rashad then goes to Georgia too, after he goes back to Tampa, after he goes back to Jacksonville, which is okay. In addition to capturing footage from the Uber arriving post-homicide, the camera at his house captured pre-homicide activity. They showed defendants Isaiah Chance and Sean Gathright loading bags big enough to carry rifles into the black Chevy Impala early that day to begin their trip. Search warrant was obtained for the cell site data of the phones, and basically was revealed that Rashard Murphy left his girlfriend phone in Jacksonville and likely traveled to Tampa with no phones. Now, here's the thing. It don't matter if he was smart enough to leave his phone, but everybody else got phones. So you have 3 other people who are like literally just walking GPS data. From the geolocation cell site, Rashard Murphy phone, it was determined he made a stop in Walmart the night before coming down to Tampa. Video was obtained. It showed Rashard Murphy identifiable. He was wearing clothes consistent with the shooter who fired the Glock switch pistol. He was wearing, okay, blah, blah, all right. The cell site data from Alicia's phone showed her traveling from there to there. Her phone was tracked to the Airbnb at the same time. It showed her travel to a McDonald's at 1:40 a.m. Video footage was obtained from the McDonald's to show Andrews in the front passenger seat of the Cruise at the time of the McDonald's food run. Davion Murphy was driving the Cruise. Post Miranda, Alicia Andrews related. What? Oh, she's snitching. Post Miranda means that they read her Miranda rights, and she said Isaiah Chance, which is her boyfriend, was in the back seat of the car during the McDonald's run and claimed she didn't know who was driving the Cruise at the time. Her phone returns to the Airbnb before heading to Teasers. Andrew's phone placed it. So, by the way, Andrews wasn't at that Airbnb then. So, remember everybody kept saying that Airbnb that Fulio was at? No, they weren't there. They were just waiting. It looked like they were just waiting. The whole time just waiting. Because the nigga is posting everything on his story, and they know he has to show up to 2 clubs. Right? So they're waiting for him to go in public, that they could get up with him, that they could just keep following him. Her phone placed at Teasers at the same time she was seen on camera there in the passenger of the Cruise and later exiting the Cruise. Her call detail records show communications to Sean Gathright. Remember, Sean Gathright is in the other car. But now we know something different though. So one of the guys has to get out of that car to go in the other car for the 3 shooters, but Alicia Andrews is calling either her or Chance. He might be using her phone. All right. Then it's tracked to Truth 18 at the same time. her phone is tracked to the homicide scene at the same time, and her phone is tracked to the Airbnb post-homicide. Andrew's phone tracked at Sean Gathrigh's house in... A search of her Instagram revealed messages sent on 6/21 asking someone to book an Airbnb for her in Tampa for 6/22. Andrews was asking for something with 2 bedrooms, showing that she was trying to get someone else to book the Airbnb under their name. However, it was ultimately booked under Rashad Murphy's name, an Apple iCloud warrant. Oh, man. Revealed on 3 separate occasions while following the victim's entourage. Her phone shared its location with Sean Gathright. Okay, yeah, so she was giving out the drop big time. Alicia Andrews provided a post-Miranda statement where she identified herself in all the footage. Oh, yeah, she's cooked. Yeah, she's telling chat. She's telling. She's telling. Post-Miranda means, this is when they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney, blah, blah, blah. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided to you, all of that type of shit. They basically say that because anything you say before could not always, but could end up not be admissible in court. So they read you the shit, and anything you say afterwards, shit, they got your ass. Now, I don't know, maybe she ain't get a lawyer, but she's like pinpointing them like, oh, you know what it is? She's trying to do the innocent shit. Like, she's a girl, so she could do the innocent shit. So rather than probably get the lawyer, she was like, no, I didn't know what was going on. I'm just with my boyfriend. Like, I had no parts to do with this. Obviously, she don't realize that they're going to run warrants on your phone. They're going to see you being a part of setting it up. They're going to see you sharing locations while y'all are stalking this car. But she's probably playing the innocent girl thing. Oh, yeah, that's me in the car, but I'm just with my boyfriend. I don't know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, one of those typical, girl things where I'm just like on for the ride. Like, basically, you could tell she's down to give up her boyfriend. She's down to give up her boyfriend. What the fuck are y'all spamming in the chat? Somebody said JoJo Simmons' job. Stop playing. Okay. So she identified herself in all the footage she was seen in and identified her boyfriend as the male driving okay, so she's telling her boyfriend that. As the male driving the suspect vehicle. The silver Chevy Cruze. So she identified her boyfriend. She didn't identify the other dude, which maybe she didn't know that guy. The Murphy dude, right? Rashad Murphy. Andrews admitted to allowing Isaiah Chance to use her phone. Oh, yes. Ain't nothing like pinning it on your man. She said, I know y'all got that on my phone, but really, he was using my phone, okay? Get that fuck nigga. She trying to get out of his mind. To use her phone while he communicated with Sean Gathright. She denied knowledge of this homicide and was caught lying multiple times. Oh, my God. During her interview. She related that she was only at Teasers in Truth because she and Chance were thinking of going to a party there. You're going to the party where your op is at? You drove 3 hours to party with your op? Okay. Damn. No, she did bad. She did bad, chat. She did bad. Wow. Chat, we're getting to Drake after this. Calm down. We're almost done. Andrews related that she and Chance went up to the front doors of both clubs to ask how much it was to get in. However, she claimed they were lost and were turned around in the parking lot, denying knowing the victims were there. Sean Gathrigh's phone was the most active in the Impala. It also travels from, so basically she answered questions, she got caught line. It also travels down from Jacksonville at the same time as the others. Gathright phone in the vicinity of the house when he's on, okay, cool. Did Gathright answer no questions? Probably not, right? Okay, iCloud search warrant of Gathright's phone revealed Apple iMessages, instant messages, where Gathright's phone messages a female. He asked her to contact a male who was with the victims, attempting to solicit updates. What? Revealed Gathright's phone message to a female. He asked her to contact a male. Oh, so there was a guy who is a mutual friend or some guy. So this is crazy. So I guess he hits a girl that he knows, and the girl was gonna hit a guy who was with them to say, "Where y'all at? We trying to pull up." But a guy's going. Well, not all guys, but some guy might be like, "Oh, some bitches trying to pull it out. We'll tell them where we're gonna be at." Attempted to solicit the updates on the victim's location from 1 to 2, and stop messaging that person after the suspect cruise. Okay, so once the other car got a line of sight on the victims in front of teasers, so they see Fulio and they said, "Oh, we good, we got him." So they stopped messaging that other person trying to get the drop. Isaiah's phone was not as active since he primarily used, Isaiah Chance's phone was not as active since he primarily used Alicia Andrews' phones during the surveillance and tracking a victim's vehicle. However, it too was tracked from Jacksonville to Tampa. Chance's phone tracked to 15, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. His phone was in the vicinity, okay. A Cash App subpoena. Yo, all these apps y'all use, they just, as soon as the subpoena come, they're like, take it. Subpoena of his verified Cash App account, Mr. Rich Off War. God damn. Revealed around the same time the Airbnb confirmation screenshot was taken on Rashad Murphy's phone. A charge of $361 was made on a Cash App card paid to Airbnb. Okay, so he uses Cash App card. It appeared that even though the Airbnb the defendant stayed at was booked under Rashad Murphy's name, it was financed by Isaiah Chance. I told you, his girlfriend gonna flip on him, and even though he didn't pull the trigger, they're gonna say he's the mastermind. He's fucked, and the trigger man, because he got other shootings, the young trigger guy, which is Sean Gathright, he's fucked too. Davion Murphy's phone, blah, blah. All right, cool. Let's see. Anything else? Trying to see if anything more. Okay. There was evidence that Rashad Murphy did not have his phone, blah, blah. Gathright phone. Okay. During 12:58. So this is later. So later in the day, Gathright phone messaged 2 separate numbers while they were still at the Airbnb in Tampa. One message read, "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched. I pop a bottle of Don Julio today." Yo, this nigga's fucking stupid, bro. This nigga did a murder, went to have dinner, took a nap, took a shower, moving guns from car to car, and then he's texting his homies, "Yo, I'm coming home, my thirst." Yo, niggas is stupid, bro. "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched. Pop a bottle of Don Julio today." This is great. The other message read, "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched. I love you." A. Murphy signed his name to both messages sent from Gathwright's phone. Oh, okay. So apparently that wasn't. Oh, that wasn't Sean. That was Rashad Murphy or Davion Murphy. Oh, it's Davion Murphy. A. Murphy signed messages to both names, and it was proven Davion Murphy had his own phone. Oh, so they believe. JSO gang detectives with intimate knowledge of Charles Jones, a.k.a. Julio Fulio on 6 Block, know that sipping on Don Julio is intended to disrespect Julio himself. The motive for the homicide is tied to an ongoing feud. Okay, we know this. All right. They're saying they stalked they stalked him. They tracked and stalked him to 3 separate public locations with the intent of killing him by utilizing 3 gunmen who were heavily armed. There were innocent citizens at all 3 locations. The final location, the 3 armed suspects fired in a public lot, fired multiple times. All right. Now, they're asking for denial of bond. What's going to be interesting is when it comes down to, and I forgot, I think they said, let me Google it. And this is the last thing before we get to drink. I know y'all want to drink so bad. When does prosecutor... I think they have to, if the prosecutor... Okay, so in Florida, because this became a thing in the Melly trial, that's why they were trying to get it taken off. Prosecutor must file a notice with the court within 45 days of arraignment. It doesn't look like the arraignment has happened yet. Apparently it's supposed to happen in 2 days. 2 days or tomorrow. But within 45 days of the arraignment, the prosecutor has to notify the court if they're going to seek the death penalty. I think this is a death penalty case. Like, they got to send a message. So I think that they're gonna ask for the death penalty of Isaiah Chance and what's the other person's name? And Sean Gathright. Okay? So they got 45 days, which means a month and a half will either get notice that the prosecutor is electing for it. And by the way, I think usually when it comes to death penalty in Florida, it depends on how heinous the crime is, how, not how much they didn't give a fuck about the safety of everybody else and how much they endangered the public and how much planning went into this. Obviously, when it, and the brutal gruesomeness of it, like obviously for the Melly thing, they're like, if you could kill your friends, like you're like the worst type of person, right? But I could see them going for the death penalty in this one, just because I think it's the only way to try to send a fucking message. With Queso, are they going for the death penalty or not? Let me Google that. Queso death penalty. I don't know if they're. Yeah, they might not be going for the death penalty. All right. Oh, they did say that. Oh, Queso's charges got updated to murder as a criminal street gang, and they believe that usually means death penalty election's gonna come after that. All right, so maybe they're trying to kill all these guys. Jesus Christ. All right, people. Took us a while, but we're here. Yeah, I just want to get to this Drake shit so bad. Okay, so we kind of got a good timeline of this whole thing with Foolio, and for everybody who was, confused or wondering what the hell happened, at least we now have some type of information that we understand how the layout of the night went. We'll see how this gets handled in court. Again, I think they're going to go hard on these people. Okay, chat, what y'all been waiting for